Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Krashek and I'm very happy to be here today. So like you already know, I already make a two-part series about my way too early ranking for the next draft. So the top 20 is already made. So this is my part 3 for the rest of the first round. So the 21 to 32 best prospect for me for the next draft. At number 21, I have a guy that go anywhere in mock draft ranking. Victor Eklund from Sweden. He's a left winger, but shot right. 5'11", 161 pound. This is a guy who go between 13 to 24 in early ranking and had play in every possible level in the junior in Sweden, in the junior system in Sweden. This is a guy who is crafty, have a great shot. So this is a guy who have a very solid top 6 potential for the NHL. At number 22, I have my favorite goalie, Ivankovic. So I will not go into detail why, because I already made my top 5 video. But Ivankovic, I'm so hype about him. I know maybe more than other people because it go normally between 32 to 44. But I just like the fact that this guy is a winner. He want to win game by himself. He's so good and make the big save and make the impossible save. So when I'm looking at him, sometimes I kind of see a Marc-Andre Fleury style of level of goalie. So I really think that Jack Ivankovic have the potential to be an all-star goalie in the NHL. And I just like him so much. So 22 for him. At number 23, I have a guy that I like a lot in Jake O'Brien. This is a guy who have a lot of tools that I like. The size, 6'2", 170 pounds, and he's a righty center. Go between 14 to 36 right now. But I think this guy could be a riser. 64 point in 61 game last year, already 2 goals this year. This guy is a great playmaker who uses size pretty well. I think if you want to become a better prospect or maybe a guy with all-star potential, you need to find a way to score more goal. But right now he's a very, very crafty playmaker in the junior level. And I could see him becoming a very solid middle six center, so second line or third line. But if you want to become an all-star, I really think you have the potential to become that. You need to work on his scoring ability. So yeah, this is a guy who I think who could be in my top 15 by the end of the season. Big center are always very popular, and I see the upside in him a lot. At 24, I have the favorite goalie in a lot of mock draft, Joshua Ravensbergen. This guy uses size very well, 6'4", 181 pounds, and go between 18 to 29 right now in the early mock draft. So this is a guy that I like a lot, and I could see in him a very solid goalie in the NHL. I'm just not sure if he's better than Ivankovic, but for now, this goalie have all-star potential just because of his size and his great technique. At 25, every year you had another crafty offensive defenseman, and this year this is Luka Radivojevic. And I probably destroy his name, but a 5'10", 165 pounds righty defenseman go between 12 to 27. So he's everywhere on the mock draft spectrum. This guy is a very crafty defenseman, but I don't know if his skating ability is good enough to become a Quinn Hughes or be in the same conversation that I call Makar. So an undersized defenseman or Amron or bust. So I kind of worry a little bit about him. At number 26, I have the supersized Mrtka. And this is a guy who could be a riser in this mock draft. 6'6", almost 200 pound righty defenseman. Go between 12 to 59. So a little bit everywhere in mock draft. Already play pro hockey this season. And this is a guy who uses size pretty well. He's a good skater for his size, have a great shot. So have a lot of tool that I like a lot. It could be one guy who could be in the top 12 by the end of the season, but need to work to how to use the space and close some gap sometime. At 27, have a prospect who is a big question mark for me. Reese Hamilton. He's not undersized, but it's not a guy who's very big, 6 foot, 172 pounds, a lefty defenseman, go between 27 to 40 in a lot of early lists. And this is a guy who had a pretty good season last year, 31 point in 42 game, already 1 point in one game this season. But a lot of the great thing are kind of due by the fact that he played with Carter Yankomchuk last year. And this year gonna be a big year for him. So he need to work on his defensive side of the game because the offense is there, but the defense is iffy for me. At number 28, I have the very skillful Cameron Schmidt from the Vancouver Giants in the WHL. This guy is very good, very skillful. 5'8", 152 pounds. Play at the right wing, go between 22 to 35. And this guy had an amazing season last year, 31 goal, 58 point, already 6 goal in 3 games this season. And this guy is a pure scorer. It kind of look like he's the next Cole Caulfield. Undersized, but have an amazing shot, very crafty. So yeah, I need to see a little bit more from him, but I can't see a bottom line all-star level player for him. And with the shot and all that he had, I will not be surprised if he is a riser in the next draft. At 29, I have the Finnish defenseman Jasper Kotajärvi. And this guy is pretty good, but a little bit undersized again. Lefty, 5'11", 179 pounds, go between 19 to 32. So this is a guy who is mostly a first rounder and had a pretty good season in the U20 last year in the Finnish league. So this is a guy who's pretty complete. I'm not in love with his skating, but this is a guy who's pretty good at everything. But undersized defensemen normally are better skater than Jasper. So this is a guy who I'm gonna evaluate a lot this year, and I hope he can play a couple of games against men because I want to see his skating against better competition. At number 30, I have a guy that I like a lot from the QMJHL, Bill Zonnon. And one of the main thing I like from this guy is his size, 6'2", 190 pounds, left winger, go between 28 to 31. So most everybody have him as a late first rounder. Last year had a great season, 58 point in 68 game. And this year already 3 point in 4 game. But I really like him a lot because of his work ethic. This is a guy who works super hard and kind of already is the perfect third line winger in the future in the NHL. So this is a guy that I could see becoming more than a bottom 6 or third line guy. But if I'm objective and I'm not trying to hype him up, I could see him becoming a very solid third line player in the NHL, and with his size, his toughness, could be very useful. At number 31, and another defenseman that I like a lot, Jackson Smith from Tri-City Americans in the WHL, a 6'3", 190 pounds lefty defenseman. So this is a size I like a lot for defensemen, go between 18 to 42. So late first round to early second round, have made 29 points in 62 game, but had a pretty good start of the season this year. And this guy is a very solid two-way defenseman with not bad handle at all, but I think he just need to find his mojo offensively, and he can surprise a lot of people. And my last player at number 32 from the QMJHL again, Emil Guité. And this is a guy with high potential. 6'1", 174 pounds. This is a guy that go kind of everywhere on this. Go between 17 to 39 overall. and have made 57 points last season and already have 2 points in 3 games. This guy was the number 2 pick in the QMJHL draft in the past and have the potential to become a very dangerous power play guy in the NHL. But if you want to become more than just a power play guy, you really need to work on his defensive side and have kind of get a little bit more toughness in his game, because right now he's more of a power play guy for me. So that was my last video for my way too early mock draft list. So yeah, that my top 32 is done. This is Dr. Krashek. If you like those videos, like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.